greatness has been bestowed upon you since birth. And many of you may have felt this or just know this. Some of you may have felt it and lost the feeling after a while. You may have lost it. However, that's only an illusion. If you feel like you've lost your greatness that you felt as a child or when you were younger, it is just an illusion that has been casted over your spiritual eye, your mind's eye. Okay? So your greatness has always been there, regardless of what you have been through, regardless of the trials and the tribulations. I heard at life's cost. At life's cost. The cost. Now I'm hearing the cost. It's like life costs nothing, but it costs a lot. Okay? Life costs nothing, but it costs a lot. It can cause a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, a lot of stress. But then it can also cause a lot of happiness, a lot of laughter. There's always two sides of a coin, right? When you look at things from that perspective and you just recognize that things are as they are because this is what is, and you don't fight that truth, life becomes easier because you start to recognize the purpose behind many things that happen in your life. And then you also you provide yourself with enough mental space and capacity to know that many things that happen off the strength of choices that were made. Then that's when you start to learn and you take accountability for things that you've done that you could have done better. I heard these are the qualities of a true leader. At least one of them. This is one quality because there's many qualities of a true leader. However, to be able to know when you're doing something that's not all the way correct, something that you can increase, improve, enhance holistically now, okay? From a psychological aspect, from a mental perspective, when you're able to pinpoint different areas of your life. My nose is always itching while I channel. Sometimes it doesn't, but it's doing that again. But anyway, when you're able to pinpoint instances in your life where you know you could have done better, it prevents you from taking the same path, choosing the same mistake. The only time I heard you get duped out of the same problem. The only time you continue to go through the same problem over and over again is when you decide not to pay attention to the error and you just skim past it and you do the same thing over again. That is the only time that you start to make mistakes, the same mistake over and over again. This is what we can't do. This is what needs to stop. So if you feel as though you've made the same mistakes over and over again, at least now you know what not to do, right? So that is a good thing. It may have been difficult to go through, yes, because it is difficult. However, once you recognize that there's a pattern and you clock that pattern, you have the means to stop the pattern because now you have awareness. This is the power of awareness. Knowing what is wrong to then find how to fix it. Locate the anomaly. What is the problem, right? Detect the problem and destroy it. Okay, that's what I'm picking up right now. It's all up to you though, regardless of what anybody says around you, regardless of the influence and everything. At the end of it all, it's still up to you. It is solely your choice. This is your life. No one else can live your life but you, right? No one else can live your life but you. So when you take heed to that and take accountability of your own, of what is yours, life gets easier, because then you recognize, okay, there's certain things that I can't control. However, I'm going to focus on what I can control, and I'm going to work on that part. I'm not going to spin out of control, continuously thinking about what's not working. I'm going to focus on what is working and enhance the potency of that area, right? See, this is just what's coming to me. Maybe you don't find this valuable. However, if you do, then you understand where I'm coming from. And if you don't see what I'm saying as valuable, express why. You could drop that down in the comments. What do you see, if any of you see anything in what I'm saying as not workable for you? Express why in the comments, why you feel like it's not workable, if you feel that way, because you are greatness. And if any of you are thinking that you're not, that is an anomaly. Okay, that is a defect within your subconscious mind. So something happened that made you believe that. And most likely, I should say, it happened in the past. Right? So you have to detect, where did that come from? Now let's get to it, to the who, what, when, why, and where. Evaluate it, feel it, and destroy it. Transform it. In order to destroy it, you transform it. So you don't completely destroy it. It's more so transform it. It's better to say transform it, because you use all of those feelings, all of those emotions, all of that passion that's in that place. Because usually when something happens to us to make us forget our greatness, it is something traumatic that we have much emotion attached to. There's much emotion attached to that, and it becomes very passionate. That becomes a passion point. Passion point. I usually hear pain point, but spirit, that's different. Passion point. That's a passion point. That was channeled from those special ones. A passion point. That is your passion point. Those areas, the pain point is the passion point. That too. The pain point equals the passion point. And when you're able to transform the pain into passion, that is where it's at. That is your treasure. My nose. That is your treasure. And that is what will completely transform your life. My nose, I'm sorry. I'm over here like looking like a bunny rabbit. Okay, so what else, Spirit? It's time to recognize and remember your greatness. We all have greatness within us. It's just been lost because this is a part of the game. This is a part of the game. This is a part of the lesson. This is a part of the school, Earth School. It's all a part of it. And I know it's not easy. I know it's hard. I'm right here with you. Okay, you're not alone. Everyone that you see when you walk down the street, everyone that you see when you watch individuals online speak and do whatever they do, we all have gone through a little bit of something, or maybe a lot of bit of something. Okay, most of us have been through many different things that they either broke us or built us up, but that's also a mindset as well. How are you going to take it? What you going to do with it? When something hurts you, are you going to let it break you? Are you going to allow it to break you? Or are you going to allow it to build you up? This is a choice now, right? Of course it is, because you have your will. You've been granted such a beautiful gift of will. However, what are you going to do with your gift of will? Just being able to do what you choose to do. Because the choices you make can give you exactly what you want, or they can deter you from actually moving towards reaching your goal to get what you want. Sometimes there's many people that we will cross paths with in our lives that will complain a lot instead of looking for a solution. Be careful of those individuals, because the ones that complain and they love to just be there in complain mode. However, you never hear them with a solution. You never hear them speak of an idea to improve the situation. You can give them some words. Excuse me. You can share with them some words that can be helpful. However, that doesn't mean that they're going to accept them, because clearly the individuals that think this way, they'd rather wallow. They'd rather just feel bad for themselves rather than to encourage excuse me, rather than encourage themselves and lift themselves up. Right? Be careful of those, because that's the type of individuals that will take you out of your element and make you feel, possibly, because it depends on the strengthening of your mind. It depends on your perspective and how strong you are in your perspective. Because when you're sturdy in your perspective, no matter what anyone says around you, you're not going to accept what they're saying to you. You're not going to accept it. You're going to reject it. You're not going to allow it to penetrate and just marinate in your subconscious mind, because you know that that is where the truth goes, the truth for you. Your truth could be different from someone else's truth. However, when someone projects, they take their truth and try to imprint it on you, so then you will believe what they believe, and it will stop you from moving forward, mostly from a place of fear. So projections can be seen as fear-mongering. I'm getting, okay? So that's why it is very important for you to pay attention to who you choose to spend your time with, who you choose to listen to, because it's either you're going to be around people that are ready to go get it right, and get it tight, or you're going to be around people that's just loose, out here loose goosing, just doing whatever. Hello? Do you have any structure, or you just want to be that way? Is this a choice? Because if that's their choice, be very careful. We have to make sure that we understand that everyone has their own will. So if they want to be out here loose goosing, you have to allow them, let them be. Go ahead. It's hard to see someone who has potential to do great things, but they choose not to. Because our spirit guides and our ancestors, they look at a lot of us like that, because, I wasn't always where I am. I haven't always thought how I thought. I had to grow into this. I had to get tired of thinking a certain way and being a certain way, and recognizing that my pain points, so I turned them into passion. And then when I turned them into passion, I grew every aspect of me, the way I think and everything, because I chose to learn from my past instead of allow it to swallow me up and destroy me, control me. That was a choice for me. So it's just as simple as a choice. We just make it hard. We just make it so hard because we're so resistant. Being that we know we have will, it becomes challenging to use it wisely. because your ego can get in the way. And this could be how you felt about yourself in the past. This could be how you see others around you. This is just life. This is just something that happens in life in general. But when you know you have will and you know you have power over your own life to reign over it, you're either going to do well with it or you're going to abuse it. Okay? So when you do well with it, you don't desire to do anything that's going to diminish anyone or yourself. When you do well with your will. And our spirit guides and our ancestors, they know that we have our own will and they can't interfere with our will because that is a part of this journey. And if we need to reincarnate and take the hardest test on earth again, or the most difficult test of all of our existence again, then that's what we have to do. It's just that we then have to, it's not even, I can't even say it that way. We just have to accept the consequence regardless of if we want to or not. Because once you take accountability, and sometimes people never take accountability, that's another thing. However, once you take accountability, you'll know, you know what? I was in that messed up relationship because I allowed myself to be. I should have left out that loop a long time ago. I should have left out that loop a long time ago. It's a lesson for you to get out of that spiral of chaos. You have to walk out of it. Walk out. Just as if you're walking out of a room or walking out of a conversation. Just walk out. Walk away from whatever it is that has really affected your mind to the point where you forgot that you are great. Environments can make you think that you're not great because you're around a bunch of individuals that do not display greatness. What is greatness? I just heard what is greatness with a question mark. Greatness is someone who has figured out the value of balance. When you know the value of something, you appreciate it more. When you understand the value. When you understand your emotions, what they're for, how to use them, why you have them, who, what, where, and why is coming out again. When you understand your emotions in that way, it changes your life. Because many ways that you used to react, you're not going to react anymore. You're not, because you understand. You have awareness. Now it's back to the awareness. Once you are aware, nobody can steer you anywhere because you have the wheel. You have the control. So no matter how much someone may think they have control over you, they don't. The only way they'll have control over you is if you hand it to them. Like, here you go. Here you go. That's the only way. If you don't do that, they don't have any control. You have to give your control. I heard, what if someone takes it? Then there's a lot that needs to be learned. There's a lot that needs to be learned in that space. That right there goes way deeper, but I'm not going to hit all the points that I'm thinking right now because that is very deep. However, I am going to say it's all in your decisions that you make, in your mindset, your perspective of things, and your view of yourself is what assists you with walking away from these loops, right? That tell you that you're not great. Anything that tells you that it's not good for you. So why be around it, right? If it's not good for you and you don't feel comfortable there, why go? That's like a bunch of individuals that dislike you asking you to go out with them. Why would you do that? if you know they don't rock with you. Nah, I'm good. You might not even get that because you know what I know. And if we both know the same thing, why are you asking me that question? That's the question. Okay? So it's really about being mindful and just being real about the situation that's that's before you. Just being real about it and be real with yourself, you know. If you choose not to speak to other people about what you have going on inside of you, be real with yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Because that is really when you really get lost in the chaos of confusion. And it gets difficult to pull yourself out of it because you want to believe what is not true. And you trick your mind into believing it by just going along with what's not right when you know it's not right, but then you're not right inside. And you're not going to be fulfilled. You're not going to feel right because you're going to know that your soul is crying out for something more and you're ignoring it. Just like a baby crying. Imagine a baby just crying and crying. You know, a baby's cry could be piercing. So it's going to make you want to say, oh, what's wrong with the baby? Let me help you, right? But see how we don't help ourselves? When you correlate your soul's cry to a baby and you ignore your soul's cry, then you are neglecting the baby, yourself. You are neglecting your gifts. You are neglecting your soul's cry. You are neglecting your purpose when you don't listen to your core speak to you, right? Your greatness comes from nurturing self. That's like the beginning of greatness. Nurturing yourself. Rejecting those who are not good for you. Not allowing yourself to be in environments that are not healthy. Taking care of you. Taking care of those that are around you that love you. When you take care, you get taken care of. When you take care, you get taken care of. It's the reciprocity. It's just, the reciprocal. You get what you give, you give what you get. It's that same energy. So know that you're great. Answer your soul's cry. When your soul is crying out to you, nurture the baby. The baby needs your help. Babies are so cute, right? Babies, they have all of these involuntary movements. They're just like, no, babies, they're doing stuff. They're like smacking themselves. That's what babies do. Because they don't really know yet. They're just trying to figure out this place. They're trying to figure out their body. Like, what is this I have on me? Is this me or is this something else? Like, how do I use this stuff? So they do all these involuntary movements. They can't even control their lips. They start drooling. They're babies. And that's how your soul is once it's here in this body of yours. It's a baby. And it's a baby over and over again until it becomes wise. You ever meet a child that's just wise way beyond their years? Or just a person? Like someone who's just wise way beyond their years. Someone who knows all of these things and they just know. They didn't have to pick up a book to know. They just know. Even me, I feel like that because there's so many things that I know because I taught myself through life, through experience, and through me not wanting to go through different things that I went through again. And me like, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm not accepting that again. I'm not going down that route again. And when you say no to certain things in that way, when you take accountability and you start to check yourself, you start to pinpoint the problems and you fix them. At least if you see, because some people don't see. Some people, they just choose not to look because it could be too difficult for some people and it's hard for them to do it alone. However, if you have that spirit within you where you can handle it and you can look at the tough stuff, you can help yourself. You really can. This is what I want to teach you. I want to teach you how to be self-sufficient, how to help yourself, how to be there for you. Because when you're there for you, when you don't have anybody around, you're still going to be okay. You're going to be your own motivation. This is where we all need to get to. You need to be able to hold your own. You have to. Because sometimes you can't always expect someone to be there. Your spirit family is going to be there to coach you along the way if you're listening, if you're paying attention. But if you choose to disregard, that's when you lose hold, you lose grasp of your greatness, because you start to forget more and more day by day from choices you make, from people you're around, and from things that you choose not to do. Instead of the not to do, we got to change it to do. The to-do list. Not what, no, I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. Why you want me to do that? No, I don't want to do that. You have to get into the I want to do that. Stop looking at what you don't want to do and look at what you want to do so you can actually do it. Because what you think about becomes you. That's another thing. What you think about becomes you. Who you are becomes you. Who you think you are becomes you. In reality. Right? So know that you're great. Hold on to your greatness. Don't let it go. Because anything that takes you away from your greatness is an illusion. And it's a lie. And it's the enemy. I heard getting into formation to attack. It's just an illusion. Remember, the only way you can get got is if you allow yourself to get got in that way when it comes to knowing, like, just a simple example that I gave earlier. Knowing that someone is not really for you and is not really rocking with you like that, but you still continue to be around them as if everything's cool. When you do that, you really play yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that for you and for those that you love, for those that, depend on you. Because when you're not right, how are they going to be right? Those that depend on you and those that love you and those that just appreciate you, even if they're not really depending on you, like, even if they're not children and they're just your loved ones. People that really love you, they want the best for you. So if you out here making crazy decisions just because, and you don't really have a reason why, there's always a reason, but it might not be a healthy reason. Let me put it like that. So, Spirit is just over the fact that so many of you have forgotten your greatness. So it's time to remember your greatness. Remember your greatness. You are amazing. You've been bestowed with greatness since birth. That is crazy to think about that. Because you've been given the greatness since birth. However, throughout this whole time, many of you have been thinking that you're not even great. And guess what? Those are not even your thoughts. Those are someone else's thoughts. No, honey. This must stop. That is the problem. And that's the problem that we're going to fix, right? Because we are problem solvers. That's another thing. We have so many capabilities. We could just do it all. We could just get together and create a whole new earth. Because that is the power we have. We are creators. Because we are in the image of the Creator. There you go. That's what it is. Okay, my loves, I hope this... Oh, I almost forgot the charm. Let me get a charm. You're a creator. A creator of greatness. What's this? A lollipop. Oh. They think you kind of sweet. They think you kind of sweet. Sweet like honey. Sweet like honey. Okay, so allow your sweetness to activate because it's charming. Okay? It's charming. People appreciate kindness. People appreciate respect. People appreciate manners. Manners. They're so simple. Please, thank you, yes. They could take you a long way. Manners can open many doors for you, especially when it's genuine, because sometimes people might try to put some extras on it just to get into a certain place or so. I'm just going to keep it simple. However, when you know how to conduct yourself and you you're just calm about it and you're just like, you're just yourself, you know, you can't go wrong with that. You really can't. I heard that's the fire of the flame. That's the fire of the respecting people as you want to be respected. Treating people as you want to be treated. The golden rule. That's going to take you a long way. Is one of the aspects of your personality that can open major doors for you. However, it's also important to be able to express yourself when there's something that you dislike. So there has to be a balance there. Because unfortunately, if you present yourself in a certain way, sometimes people will take advantage of you if they think that you're too kind. Not saying don't be kind, continue to be kind. However, what I just heard? I heard that's not your only way. You have to be fierce too. That's a part of the balance. That's a part of the protecting what you believe, and also acknowledging your own value. So when you find that someone is taking your kindness for weakness, they must be severed from any energetic cords that have been created between this relationship. Okay? So that's what it is. If they're not a part of the master plan, they must go. There's the dough. Okay? Or don't let it hit you with a good Lord split you. Okay? That's that saying that I've been hearing since a child, you know, so I just popped it in there because I heard it. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you. Everything you do, do it with love. Always remember that God is in you. The Creator is in you, and the magic is too, because you are magic. Much love to you. I'll see you in the next energy reading. Healing conversations. Healing conversations. That's the whole point. To heal.